Hey guys, it's Tasha. Time for another reading. All right, what we got? I'm going to start off with this Outlander Oracle. I'm not sure what's going to come out today, but I'm feeling like it's going to be positive. I'm having very good vibes right now. All right. All right. What are our initial cards? Our initial oracle. It's gonna set this reading off. I can feel my body literally like completely calming down now. Very high energy state to more presence. So maybe that's something that you're working with right now. All right, let's see which oracle cards we got coming out. Industry. Okay. Seer. Manipulator. I'm getting a specific message from this. Industry is coming across as work to me. So you might work in a specific type of industry. The Seer card coming out next is telling me that you have some sort of vision when it comes to the type of work that you're doing. And the Manipulator you could see as a negative card. For here, I'm seeing it as being more in a positive way, that you're manipulating. 2:34 as I looked at the timer. I'm seeing that you're manipulating things in a positive way for you that's not hurting others, but almost manipulating the way that you see work. Many people see it as, and it might be deciding on whichever kind of work this is, but you see a different vision when it comes to industry and work, whatever it is in. It could even be that like you work in construction and you say, I can tell that the way we're building this, or we're meant to build this, could be even more positive or a better build in a different way, if that makes sense. So industry, maybe you want to be in the social industry, like social media, and you're seeing a vision of yourself being that person in that social media sense, and you're manipulating the way the system already exists. Maybe you're going outside of the box in a way that it's not like the system already exists, right? Like an outlier kind of feeling. Follow your vision. Follow your vision. That's like one of the biggest pieces of advice that I can give you is follow your vision. I'm gonna go with Soul Mirror next. Soul Mirror Oracle. Okay, so we know about this message is going to be about industry, seeing the vision in whatever industry it is, and then manipulating your way into it. But I'm not seeing that as a negative manipulation into your way. It's got to be authentic to you. At the same way, it might feel like almost a manipulative feeling that like it feels like wrong because it's not something that you've done. It's not because it is wrong. It's just like, oh, who am I to go and do whatever it is? Like, I haven't done that before, or things like that. So it feels like, yeah, judgment on the bottom. Critical, complimentary. So are you criticizing yourself when it comes to this new venture? Or are you complimenting how much it actually is authentic to you? Okay. All right. What cards can we get out of here? Transformation. You're transforming. Moving on to new things. Security. This move or difference in whatever you're doing might be bringing up insecurity, and that's okay. We move out of insecurities, right? We grow out of them. Perceptive on the bottom, being oblivious or aware. All right, the other one dropped. Let's see what it was. So we've got transformation, security, and uncertainty. You're being asked to transform. Butterflies could be really significant right now, crescent moons. You're being asked to transform, which is likely out of, I mean, you're gonna feel some insecurities. But at the end of the day, it's going to lead you to safety and more safety in yourself, because when you feel more confident and comfortable with who you are, you feel more safe. And then uncertainty, doubtful, confident. It's coming across that you're probably a bit doubtful about this change that you want to make. It's an easy thing to be doubtful when it's something that you haven't seen in the real, like, physical 3D world. If you see a clear vision in your mind, especially when you're not forcing an outcome, what is that? And how does that feel? What do you see? Do you see yourself connecting with a lot of other people online? Or whatever it is. If you're a fashion designer, do you see pieces of fashion that you know that you want to make? Or that you know would be like awesome to exist? Or whatever it is? 9:09 on the timer. I need to figure out how to say this. Citadel deck? Citadel? I don't know. How are we feeling about this new venture? What might get in the way? The Waker, awareness and reflection. The Alchemist. Balance, invention, destruction. I love the idea of alchemy. That you can take a negative situation and turn it into something positive. It's easy to leave it in the negative way. I'm not telling you to dismiss your feelings. What I'm saying is that you can understand your feelings and that something sucks. At the same time, you can decide, I'm going to find the positive out of this to help me grow rather than keeping me almost in the dirt and not coming out. Instead of having it be a setback, let me have it be a thing that pushes me forward instead. The Shepherd, celebration and family. So family could be really significant right now. They could be helping you. They could also be the people that you want the most help from. And maybe you're not receiving a lot, which is a really sad feeling. It doesn't feel good. Okay, I think I want like one or two more. Hiding your true self, projection. What parts of yourself are really hidden and that you feel almost embarrassed about? Do you think those are things that are actually negative about you, or do you think that they're pieces of yourself that you can learn to accept? For me, I decided, you know what, I'm just kind of a goofy girl. And if some people aren't down for that and they can't like joke around like me, that's okay. They're allowed to be them. At the end of the day, I'm not going to stick around because we can't be on completely different levels where I'm not being accepted for who I am. Even if you love that person, like, and they love you, if it seems like they don't like you, I don't know. Even family. That's what I'm talking about. Even family. Like, they love you. There's unconditional love. At the same time, if they don't accept you, then there's no point in being like an association to some sense. The Painter, productivity and creation. You're being asked to create at this time. Is there something on your mind that you have been already thinking about that you wanted to create? That's the question. Okay, inner child. Bruh. I wasn't even gonna use this deck, and then I pulled it out. What's the one on the bottom? Create. You're being asked to create at this time. Okay, tell us more about this creation. Something very near and dear to your heart. Could have to do with animals, music, some kind of playing with instruments, nature. All right, let's see what popped out. 31, unconditional love. And then number 3, self-love. Self-love might as well just be unconditional love to yourself, right? I love myself exactly as I am. I love to love and be loved. What like passion thing or creation like really makes you feel loved and like really makes you feel at peace to yourself and whole? I love any sort of art creation. Art creation makes me super happy. What else? Be decisive. Number 11. I am the leader of my life. You get to decide. You get to decide what it is that you do. It might not feel that way. It might not feel that way right now, but you do. You do get to decide what you want to do. I'm seeing a basketball, a white bird, tennis, a phoenix. Grateful for the storm. I'm open to the blessings of the storm. When you start to go into the direction of where you want to go and what you want to do, there's going to be storm moments. And it's not to deter you, it's because there is change that is happening. And with that is going to come like tower moments. Right now, you guys can't see it. I'll maybe show you, but I am literally doing this reading in front of an entire field of sunflowers. So you could have connection to sunflowers. Sunflowers, I believe this is why they got their name, but they always face towards the sun. They move to face towards the sun. You could feel that you're a person that does that. You look for the light. And that goes back to what I was talking about earlier, the alchemy. You can have a lot of darkness, but you can alchemize that darkness or change it into light. 26, slow down. I give myself time and space to rest, relax, and replenish. I think that maybe you're not being the most patient with yourself. You want things to happen immediately. It's a gratifying feeling, right? That dopamine hit when things come in the way you want them to and the way you like. It's a massive dopamine hit, and it's hard to let go of when you start making changes and you're like not receiving as much dopamine anymore. Like if you decide that you're not gonna be on social media for a little while, like you just need a little break. You're not getting that constant dopamine anymore, and it's hard to not get that anymore. So you'll probably, at least in the beginning, feel the urge to hop onto social media, but you're like, no, I made this decision that I wasn't gonna go on for a little while, blah, blah, blah. And you didn't. So there's growth that happens with that. At the same time, there's going to be excess energy in your body in that way that really wants to get out. And instead of actually going on social media, maybe then you take a minute to maybe go for a walk or something like that. All right, I want to see what spirit animals we have coming out. These ones are too big. Spirit and angels, what animal presence are with us? Whoever is watching at this time. Number 44 is coming to mind. 53. 76, 28, 14. Okay. Heron. Patience with yourself. Peacock. Vibrancy. Birds. Birds are messengers. Personal choice. All right, but let's start with these other two. This may be the first time I've ever pulled that card. Okay, Heron, patience. Create a place in nature's stillness and be renewed. Take time alone to find balance. Step confidently towards your purpose. Patience will bring you rewards. Be patient with yourself. Don't try to force outcomes. Let it be natural. And when it's natural, it's going to be even more gratifying than if you had forced it. Peacock, vibrancy. You were born to shine and inspire. Practice humility to avoid jealousy. Be grateful for life, and more good things will come. Be true to yourself and recognize your brilliance. Know the value that you have, and you really do have value. I don't care how many times you tell yourself that you don't believe you have value. I don't care how many times other people have told you or made you feel like you lacked value. You're on this planet for a reason. You're on this planet to live. You're on this planet to give. You're on this planet to experience. You're in this life and vessel to learn, to grow, and to experience all of the different emotions of life. Don't forget that. I know it's easier said than done when there's like a lot of chaos going on. What's gonna come of that chaos? Like, what do you think will come of that chaos? Personal choice. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdom do they share? Embrace these qualities. I'm gonna give you like 10 seconds to think about. Close your eyes. What animal do you imagine? What strengths are they known for? What wisdoms do they share? Embrace these qualities. The animal that comes to mind to me is tiger. It is my favorite animal. But what strengths are they known for? I mean, they're strong, they're independent, wise, smart, intelligent, fast, strong. What wisdom do they share? Tigers can be very independent, and guess what? They live for how long? They live like quite a while, and they're on their own, doing their thing. They just know internally who they are and what they are, and they're able to work with the planet in that way. Yes, they're one of the stronger animals, so they're a harder chance to be prey. Be so strong that you can't be anyone else's prey. That's wisdom. I think I want one more. Frog, prosperity. Let go of the past and embrace change. Opportunities are close at hand. Hop into this new day with joy, abundance, and good fortune await you. There's changes coming into your life. Growth. Heavy on the patience in this reading. Have patience for the growth, also have patience for yourself. Have patience for the changes to come in, as well as for yourself. I like to start days as a new day at this point. I don't dwell on the day before. I think about, ooh, what exciting possibilities can happen today? You know? On the bottom, we've got Black Bear, which is guardian. Gentle and wise protector. Give me your confidence and power. Help me protect the ones I love. Awaken my intuition and guide me. It's kind of like your spirit, like your soul family, your spirit family. God. It's a really beautiful card. Okay, tarot. I'm doing this Wise Earth Medicine tarot. All right, what message, spirit, angels do we have for whoever is watching at this time with the tarot? All right, let's see. Hanged One on the bottom. Shift in perspective. Pause. Surrender. All right. All right, Spirit, what you got for us? The Star. Purpose, inspiration, healing. What else? The Hermit. Meditation, retreat, self-reflection. A lot of internal work. Jeez, the Tower. Upheaval, change, breakdown. Four of Fire, which is Four of Wands. Unity, harmony, stability. A lot of healing, self-reflection, and changes are happening right now. But it's bringing in stability. Can you tell me more about the changes that are happening? 10 of Cups on the bottom, 10 of Water. Family, stability. Tell me more. Ace of Earth. Opportunity, stability, and beginnings. Okay, new opportunity coming in. When there's change, there's death of the Tower, there's going to be new things. What else? Ace of Fire. Inspiration, passion, and drive. Oh, all right. You might be going through the chaos of life at this moment, but there's a lot of like really awesome things coming in. New opportunities, new inspirations, beginnings, new passion. Out with the old, in with the new. Three of Wind. Heartache, loss, separation. Tell me more about the Three of Wind. Nine of Earth. Luxury, pleasure, independence. Nine of Pentacles is being in you're going from heartache, loss, separation to luxury, pleasure, and independence. You're learning what's truly important to you. And that's gonna bring losses to it. That's gonna bring loss to your life, which can be heartbreaking. At the end of the day, it's got you coming out with such a strong power. The heartbreak won't last forever. Page of Fire. Enthusiasm, potential, and discovery. 333 on the timer. The heartbreak of the past, it's bringing up a lot of new energy. Out with the old, in with the new, you guys. That rocks. I like it. What else? Knight of Fire. A lot of fire in this too. Motivation, which is fast speed. Motivation, adventure, high energy. So you might be getting into a higher energy, higher motivation at this time. What kind of hurdles may we experience? Or whoever's watching experience? What kind of hurdles may they experience? The Sun, success, joy, and abundance. Tell me more about the Sun. Nine of Wind, anxiety, guilt, and fear. This process and experience is likely to start shining a light on your insecurities, your anxiety, guilt, fear. How do we alchemize that? How do we alchemize the anxiety, guilt, and fear? The devil. Indulge, addiction, impulse. 6 of water. Innocence, nostalgia, comfort. I'm kind of taking it as indulging in, with the devil, indulging in your innocence, nostalgia, comforts to some sense. I don't want you to get too comfortable that you're not growing anymore. But it's probably, we gotta look back on that, our younger self, right? Are these anxieties, guilt, fears all stemming from, I just see a white butterfly right now floating around me. Do we see those things in our childhood? Is that where it came from? Is that where it started? It's asking you to take a look into that. Take a look into your childhood. Where did these things stem? How can we rewrite the narrative about these types of feelings? If you had guilt from childhood from being too loud, do you still have guilt about that to this day? Do you think you should be guilty? Do you deserve to be guilty? If that's just kind of who you are. You can have like discernment when you're in certain situations, like, oh, okay, maybe I can like tone it down in this situation. We never want to be hurting others. At the same time, we need to stay true to ourselves. All right. What other messages, Spirit, angels, do you have? 8 of fire, power, speed, intensity. About what? I'm hearing growth in my mind. An exponentially fast speed of growth. When you look into those things that we were just talking about, your childhood insecurities. Ace of water, new love, conception, open heart. It could be an offering of some sort of relationship, but to me, I'm being drawn to open heart. A fast speed of an open heart for not only yourself, but for others. Being able to be compassionate, even more compassionate for others, not accepting things that are harmful to you. At the same time, you can have compassion and understanding. This can live at the same time. Number 3, the Empress. Creative. We started this off with create, right? Creative, sensual, and nurture. You're really like gonna go into that Empress energy of being able to nurture yourself and others, which I think is really, really, really beautiful. Anything else? Any last advice? 8 of wind. Restriction, powerless, victim. What about it? Hierophant. Tradition, teachings, wisdom. And the Nine of Water. Abundance, gratitude, wish granted. Let me see, it's on the bottom. Six of Fire. Triumph, achievement, recognition. Last advice. Eight of Wind. Restriction, powerless, victim. Don't put yourself in a cage. Do not put yourself in a cage. At this time, you're meant to share your wisdom and teach others. 41:14 on the timer. Reflection. Do not keep yourself caged in. You're supposed to be helping others at this time. I'm not telling you that to beat you up. I'm just saying, do not dim your light. Don't let anyone dim your light. Nine of Water. Abundance, gratitude, wish granted. All of your dreams are going to come to fruition. When you start acting on what's truly in your heart about what you're supposed to be doing or what you want to be doing, and grounded with the Six of Fire on the bottom. Triumph, achievement, recognition. If you've always wanted recognition, you're gonna get recognition. Especially for whatever it is that you're doing. I think, honestly, if you're on this channel, I think you're more than likely a healer. So you're meant to be helping heal others in some sort of way. You probably already do healing on a day-to-day basis, even if you don't know or you don't recognize it. Some other people might not even recognize it. People closest to you that you want to recognize it. I don't really like the term anymore, but it is what makes it be explained. The feeling of black sheep. For me and my family, I feel like I'm just like so different than the rest of them, especially in the way that I think. I don't think the same way that my family does. And that was a really hard concept for me to get over. I'm over it now at this point, but it took convincing of myself, deciding that I needed to alchemize it or else I was going to stay hidden. Because in my family, I feel like the need in ways to hide who I really am, because I don't feel quite accepted by them for who I am. Which I'm gonna say it sucks. It sucks to have that. Also, because I don't necessarily have that, that actually pushes me even more to do the things that are passionate to me, because in some sense you could say I want to prove it to them. But at the end of the day, I want to prove it to myself that not all of this internal pain that I've received is for nothing. It's the opportunity to grow and learn and really come into myself even more. Confirmation with the one car in this video. At the end of the day, if anything, I want you to believe in yourself. The only competition you have is you. If you believe, And even like take yourself out of it a little bit. Take your ego out of it a little bit. That's one of our biggest things as adults, I think, is trying to tame the ego. Because it can be so potent. It can really determine a lot of things of your life. It can also keep you from a lot of things that you might love. I was just shuffling and 2 cards came out. The King of Fire and the Queen of Fire. King of Fire is charisma, inspired, potent. I was just talking about potency. Queen of Fire is friendly, leadership, confidence. At the end of the day, you embody both of these. If you're single, I hope and pray that you have a partner that comes in. At the end of the day, though, you are likely friendly, charismatic, inspirational, a leader, confident, and your energy is potent. That's really beautiful. I love it. This message is really asking you to trust that you're being protected in whatever is going on. And even though things seem so uncertain, just think about how much closer you are to getting to who you are. Even if there's some hard changes, things like that, and maybe things aren't coming as fast as you want them to, just like recognize how much closer you are to getting to yourself. And even, I want you to even like think about how you were a month ago or like a year ago. In what ways has there been changes that you're like, in what ways has there been negative changes in your mind, but they actually ended up being really positive? If you made it to the end of this video and you heard that question, I would love, love, love if you would comment down. What is one thing that you perceived as super negative in the last year or whenever? I don't even care. In your lifetime, where you perceived it as super negative at first, and then it ended up being one of the biggest blessings of your life. I got a notification, confirmation. I would love for you, and if you don't even want to share because you're shy or whatever, or nobody else is commenting, to yourself. I want you to like say it to yourself. At the end of the day, I love you guys. I'm so grateful to be here. I hope that I'm helping you in some ways. I hope that I'm not just talking and there's no value to it. That's not what I want. That's the last thing that I want. I want there to be value to what I'm giving you or saying to you, the wisdom that I share, because I genuinely want to help people. That's the reason why I'm doing this. Like doing these card readings, because I've had so many experiences in my life and so many experiences that I've had to alchemize. And I'm sure that you have too. Whether you're like fully on to alchemy yet or not, that's okay. Patience. Patience was our other message in this. I gift myself time and space to rest, relax, and replenish. Yep. I love you all so much. Comment, like, subscribe, and I'm gonna catch you next time.